everyone, and welcome to episode 133 of the Holding Court podcast. Today, we're recapping our week, including a situation on Valentine's Day. We're talking what we're watching, and I'll discuss a new 30-day challenge. All coming up right now on Holding Court.
Bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back after you were replaced by Ashley Kelly. Sorry about that.
Thank you. It's good to be back. But I will say that was a great episode you two did.
Okay. I got home the other day from, was I working out?
Yeah. I don't know. You went somewhere.
I was doing something and you had it on in the kitchen.
Yep.
And it is well known that I don't listen to the podcast back. I should, but I do not. And did you ever go and finish? Because there's actually, I think when I stopped you, you still had, it was a long episode. It was a little over an hour. And you still had a little ways to go. Did you ever go back and finish it? Because there was a little nugget in there that we were laughing that if you heard it, like what you were going to think.
I have not finished it yet.
Okay, so
you
don't
cut me
finish
off
it.
and
You're good.
I was
you heard everything you needed
angry.
to hear.
You cut me off at the not so rapid question.
It was
segment.
not rapid.
She's hilarious, man.
She's a great storyteller.
Yes.
We just have to keep her on the straight and narrow for the sake of the podcast. I told her it could have been multiple episodes. It could have been a whole series. And I would love to have her back on because I do feel like there's so much more to say that we didn't even get to cover. But we got a lot of questions on Instagram and I wanted to try to get to as many as possible because people enjoy when their question gets selected for the show. So I was trying to get through as much as possible, but some of those were tough. The where did you meet, those sort of things, like in and out order. Okay. Very fast, easy to do.
Her answer to that was funny. Her like just candid right off, zero wait time. She just dropped a one night stand.
Yes.
Like, that's
I thought you were talking about the in and out order. I was like, yes, she knew her order.
No, I know you were. I mean, I think she's great. And I think if you were ever to replace me with a co-host, she would be a great candidate. Although your episodes might be an hour and 50 minutes long.
I know. When it hit an hour on the timer, I was thinking, oh gosh. And, then she was like, oh, it's actually perfect timing. I have to get back to my family. So it worked out, but it was great to have her. I want to try to have more of baseball wives, sports wives in general. I think showing a different side of us is always good. Seeing the woman behind the sports figure is always fun to pull back the curtain and get a glimpse into their life. So that was fun. And I hope to do more. I hope more people say yes. Ashley was tough because she kind of teased that she wanted to come on, but I could tell she was a little nervous maybe, or I don't know. And she was just afraid to go for it. And then she made a joke 2 weeks ago and I said, I'm sending you the outline, pick a time. These are the times I can do it. Let me know. We're doing it. So it worked out.
It's so funny. And I mean, similar to you still, what are we on? Episode 131?
33, baby.
33, episode 133. Sorry, I stopped counting the ones I'm not on.
They're not relevant.
It's funny because like you still get nervous and before every episode, and a lot of, especially the wives that come on, they always say how nervous they are, but then you watch them or you listen to them and it's like instantly comfort and into conversation and chatty, and it's probably way better than they even think it is if they even went back and listened to it.
Yeah, and I think
I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. And I think the time goes by fast too, is what you don't realize. You think, oh gosh, are we gonna have enough to talk about? And every week I go into it with an outline sometimes we get off topic, obviously, but I like to go in with a good outline of things to talk about and different topics to cover. And before you know it, you look at the clock and it's, oh crap, either you have to leave to go to work or someone has to go do, like, I don't know, something is happening and we need to wrap it up. And yeah, I remember Ross Stripling actually said that in the beginning. He said, you're going to look at it and think, how in the world am I going to talk for 45 minutes every week? And then your challenge will quickly become, how am I going to stop talking after 45 minutes every week? Because you think of things during the week that you want to talk about, and we try to be good about writing them down. But there's just a lot to cover, but
we got some good ones this week.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Speaking to the getting nervous, I do still get nervous, and I was trying to think if it's better if I'm in person with a guest, and I don't know. I think I'm just always going to be that way. But I guess if you're not feeling something, then you're not doing the right thing, right? Like you want to feel like it means I care about it. And I always try to channel that thought of anxiety can be seen as excitement. You're just excited about something matters to you. You want it to go well. You don't want things to go wrong. And then when someone's giving you their time, you obviously want to do right by that too. So still anxious over every single episode.
I always think it's funny because like if I'm not here and you're setting up and getting it done and going through it, like I'm not here obviously, so I don't know what's going on before, but I feel like you're just like, I got this, like not a worry in the world, and you go through it so confident. But when I'm here, I feel like I get a lot more of your anxiety. You verbalize it to me and your anxiousness for the episode. So I don't know if, I guess I should consider that a compliment because you share your feelings a little bit more with me than when you're with someone else and you kind of just bury them down and act like Miss Confident Girl. But I don't know. I'm
just a wounded baby bird. Help me.
I think in a lot of things though, when I'm not around, you're so.
Oh, that's true.
The appearance is like you're so like well put together and collective and thoughtful and like there's no worries in the world. And then I feel like a lot of things like, and I think I do the same thing to you. Like when you're around, I'm like, oh man, I gotta do this. Oh, this, that, and I verbalize way more stuff that when I'm not with you, I probably don't think about it. And I'm just like, oh, I gotta get done. I'm not gonna share this with other people.
Well, think about that with parenting, right? If I'm here by myself or the week or whatever that I was by myself when you first, when my mom left and you're on the road and all that, I'm doing everything at home, obviously carrying Bo around, getting everything upstairs, getting the dog settled, doing all this. And then you're here and you almost become more helpless because you have an extra set of hands. And I feel like you do the same thing. You're like, oh, can you give me a hand on this diaper change? Or can you help me get him upstairs? And obviously we're perfectly capable, but when another person's there, you almost become more lenient on them or more helpless. I don't know. Damsel in distress, but
anyways,
working on it. We had our Valentine's Day dinner on, what was that? Friday night. Yep. Friday night was Valentine's Day. And we always love to celebrate it. I know some people think it's the Hallmark holiday and it's just it
is
capitalism and all of that. And it is, but it's fun to celebrate. We had dinner and you made a reservation for the new steakhouse in the Valley.
Yep.
It's been a long time since I don't know if we've ever had one. People are very excited about it. And do you want to drop it?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
do you want me to drop it? Oh, Boulevard. Yeah, that's great.
We love a good steakhouse. We love going out to dinner. And when this thing came in, there's very high hopes because you really have to go over the hill to get good steak. And we're excited about it. So decided to keep it local. We had Bo with us, obviously, that night and went out to dinner and we check in. We're like 10 minutes late because
per usual. We're always on Kourtney time.
It's me, which is actually not bad. 10 minutes late for Valentine's Day with a kid. It's a win. They didn't cancel our reservation, but we get there, we check in, and they're walking us through the restaurant. This
is not our first time there, by the way. We've eaten there 3-4 times, just for context.
I've been there once, and you went there. You took Cal there.
We've been there twice, and I went with Cal. So 3. This was my 4th time.
When did we go twice?
Oh, maybe we won't. I don't know. I feel like I'm a real regular there. You know?
Maybe you took someone else. You did take Cal after the podcast.
Yeah.
I stayed back, but okay. So it was my 2nd time there. So I'm familiar with the restaurant-ish, but I didn't know there was a back area. And so we walk through, you walk in, you check in on the left, you walk around, there's a bar where the bar was popping. And I would love to think that it was all singles. I don't know if it was people that maybe just like didn't get a reservation, but The bar was popping. There were some gals that were hanging out. There was like a group of guys, but I don't know. Maybe there was couples and all that sort of thing. So walk around the bar. They walk us through the dining room where we ate last time, or your 7 times that you ate there. I'm sure you ate in the same spot. And we go into this back room that I don't know if it's a permanent structure or what it was. It was enclosed. It didn't seem like it was one of those COVID structures that restaurants kind of built that were like the makeshift outdoor dining that to get away with all the rules in the city. And we sit down. Did you notice it right away?
Well, I mean, walking in, I was like, yeah, I think I noticed it right away.
So we sit down, get Bo set up in his chair, and we are in Kidville, Kid City. Because we even thought, okay, we're bringing Bo to dinner. Like, is that frowned upon? Are people going to be annoyed? We're obviously not. Like, it's a nicer restaurant. It's not Chili's. Not that Chili's is not a high quality establishment, but do love the chips and salsa are unbelievable.
Oh, off the charts.
And we're in full kid zone.
Every single table there was kids on everywhere. Strollers, car seats, teenage kids, 8-year-olds, 10-year-old, like the whole age group of kids. Every single table there was kids at. And Kourt looks around and she goes, "Oh my God, we got sat in Kittyville."
Okay, so I guess everyone will have to tell me that has kids, because this is what, our 12th Valentine's together?
Right.
12th? Go around. Yeah.
12.
Obviously, we didn't know. So is there a kids section at all of these, I guess, upscale romantic Valentine's Day establishments? Right. And it was just, there was like you kind of looked around. And then at one point, one of the moms sitting next to us wanted to ask Bo's name and his age and how he's sleeping. I don't know. It became, we didn't need to do all that. It was fine. Like, it's nice, have like a nice sense of community. That baby was
3 months
so
old.
big.
Bo's 7 months, like, and the baby was bigger than Bo.
Had like the biggest cheeks, but
yeah.
So we became friends with Gus sitting next to us, and
Gus.
What
a great name.
I love that name.
Yeah.
And but it made you feel better, because there was a point where Bo got fussy. It was so hot in there. They had these propane heaters, which I don't know why there was propane heaters just fully blasting, but I think they were trying to make it cozy. And it made you feel a little better when he was fussy, right? If you were in an area where it was 30 couples, you might have been like, "Oh my God,
right? I'm
sorry, these people are away from their kids or don't have kids, and here we are just bringing the fussiness." But I don't know. I need to know if that's the norm. If there's always been this heated temporary structure back room on Valentine's. We went to, what was it, Steak 44?
Yep.
In Scottsdale one time, and we were elbow to elbow. Do you remember that?
Yeah, they added like 40 tables to get as many people in there as they could.
And actually, when we got home, we were watching the movie Valentine's Day, which, if you haven't seen it, I feel like every single actor and actress is in that movie, right. And their Valentine's Day is all intertwined. And there's the scene where they're at dinner and it's not a 2-top smushed together. They're at a full long table, and they feel like they're like accidentally grabbing each other's water and all of this. That's how Steak 44 felt. So that's the situation we've been in before, but we just didn't know if that was a new situation.
I think that what maybe threw me off more, and maybe this was just a Valentine's Day thing, because we had, the first time we went in there, we had Bo with us as well, and we were not in the back room. We sat in the main dining room in one of the booths. So maybe this was just a strategy for Valentine's Day. Like, hey, anyone who books with kids, we're going to seat in this back room.
Did we have him last time?
We did.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
This was actually the first dinner he's ever been awake for.
I know. Usually he falls asleep.
He usually locks
Your
in.
mom was with us, right?
Yeah.
And Bo was with us. Yeah. And he just slept the whole time.
You might be right. Yeah. No, honestly, he locks it in the car ride over, and he is normally out. And we even went to dinner a week before this.
Yeah. And
he was out the entire time. And something happened when we were parking the car, and we got him out of the car. And I don't know if like the valet guy said something to us or something, but he woke up and then he just never went back to bed. But
I personally think it was just really hot in the room.
Yeah.
And he runs super hot like I do. And there was, like you said, it was definitely like a patio that they had covered, and there was like strung lights. It might be a situation, we haven't been here in the summer, so it might be a situation where in the summer they like roll back the roof and it's just a patio, but during the winter they have a temporary roof on it. But they did have like 6 heaters in there.
Blazing.
And it was enclosed. It was so warm in there. I was hot. And so I think when Bo gets hot, he gets a little
How did I
off.
get so lucky that I have 2 guys that just run so hot and we have to keep the AC at 54?
Like,
and I can't even, because now it's, okay, before it was like maybe the dogs would get cold. You say, oh, Mooney's cold. I got to turn on the fire for her. And I'm like thinking, okay, let's like
I've never turned on the fire for you. Yeah.
And now I have these little space heaters that I can't argue with the baby being hot. Like he's obviously our priority. So
just to tell you like how hot Bo runs and how hot I run. When he like falls asleep on me or lays down on me, like I have a pool of sweat on my arm and his hair is like drenched. And this is like 5 minutes in. This isn't like an hour-long nap. Like I think my skin is just super hot. He's super hot, and it is just straight sweat.
You're just
and then
conducting heat, and he's on me.
I hand him to you, and you're like, "What happened? Like,
But
why
he's
was he
not like
drenched?"
that on
But he
me.
doesn't sweat at all when he's on you. So I don't know
It's
what
the
it is.
redheads.
Yeah,
just conducting heat on one another.
We are the heat misers. You just look like the heat miser when you were a baby.
I need to share my baby photo so you have context to that, but that's true. But it was a good dinner. I kind of got a glimpse of the rushing through dinner with a kid because we've never had to do
First
that.
time.
And it felt a little like, okay, we should probably go because the clock is going to strike midnight and we're going to turn into a pumpkin. So it was good though. It's always nice to celebrate. And we finished our night, like I said, with Valentine's Day. I want to talk about a few other things that we've been watching.
Oh, yeah.
You were very into this. I guess it's not even considered the All-Star hockey game, right? For the NHL, because they do a tournament now. Their whole schedule is so interesting to me. They have 2 breaks during the year, 2 no skates or 1.
Well, this is the second one, I think. So.
Oh, they've already had the first one.
Well, I mean, this is considered the second one.
Like the All-Star break. This is the big daddy.
Yeah, but
they
it's
sometimes
not
they
for
have-
the players that are playing, obviously, because they're playing.
I know, in
3,
multiple
4
games,
yeah.
which is
4
wild.
games. But they have like 12 days off for this one.
I know, but still the game, like, obviously the All-Star game is one thing. And if you're in the home run derby, but that is, guys normally aren't playing more than 3 innings if you're lucky of that. So it's obviously there's a lot happening with red carpet media, all that. So there's not a big rest for the All-Star game, but this is crazy if you're in this tournament and you're winning. But you had the game on the other night and it was the US versus Canada game.
Oh, it was wild. It was the most exciting hockey game I think I've ever watched.
I think it was 10 seconds in.
9 seconds, 3 brawls. It was unbelievable.
I thought they didn't want to play the game. They were protesting the game and they were all trying to get fully kicked out of the game.
No.
I just thought, okay, they obviously just, everyone's going to be done and there's going to be no one left to play. And then we're all just going to go home. But maybe there was some unsettled beef that they were settling during this game. I don't know. It was wild. I didn't think we were going to make it through. I thought it was going to take, I mean, it did take all night to get through this game.
Well, it started out like Kachuk brothers are playing for Team USA, and right at the very puck drop, Matthew Kachuk gets into it. And I mean, if anyone follows any hockey, they know he is like the instigator, like always picking fights. He's the one always, talking shit in the media and whatnot. So they brawl. Then his brother, after they settle, Matthew goes in the penalty box. Then his brother Brady, next puck drop, he drops the gloves. They go. So there's 2
Bash
the
brothers.
literally, I'm like, holy, this is like Mighty Ducks. Like it's happening. The Bash brothers are in the box right now. And then they finally get to play 8 seconds of hockey, and Canada saves a shot and JT Miller gets into it and bang, like 3 brawls within 9 seconds.
It seemed like it was going to go that way the whole night.
Right. And obviously, like, okay, I've wanted to watch the hockey game, and if they just fought the whole night, everyone, I mean, yes, it's entertaining, but there's also UFC on Saturday nights for that. So I think it kind of just set the tone for like how the game was going to go. And then they settled down, the fights kind of stopped, but the hockey was as intense of a hockey game I've ever seen. It was playoff hockey, which to me is the best like sport to watch because of the intensity, the hitting. And then at the same time, it was the greatest players in the world, like the most talent you'll see on ice, going at it, like hitting, checking, flying around the ice. And it was a really good game. And it was just so entertaining and so refreshing because, I mean, if you've watched any of the other sports all-star games, it's just not, the intensity level is not there at all.
Well, and they always try to think of ways to get ratings up. And I don't know, I haven't seen any info on this, but I imagine people were into it. I think you tweeted a little bit about it or you X'd a little bit about it.
Yeah.
And the response, people seemed to be into it.
Yeah. It was
and
crazy.
They were loving it. And is there anything at stake? You're playing for your country, right? So I think in MLB, when it used to be for home field in the World Series. Yeah. Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems wild to decide it then.
Yeah, even then it was just like, really, we're deciding home field advantage through an exhibition?
For a game that I might not be playing in. Like maybe 3 of those guys are going to be playing in it.
Like that would have made sense when like 10 years ago, 15 years ago at the MLB All-Star games when the starter was going 2 or 3 innings and the starting position players were playing 5 or 6 innings.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's, and I mean, I'm not mad about it. I've been the extra guy in 2 All-Star games where I got to play.
Yeah.
But now it's about getting everyone into a game. And so it truly is an expedition or
It is an expedition.
Exhibition. Sorry. But obviously, I mean, it's easier for hockey to do this, right? Because baseball has the issue that we're an outdoor sport and we play a 180-day season. So weather is a big factor. And I mean, if baseball could stop for 2 weeks for 14 days and do the World Baseball Classic in the summer, in the middle of the season, I think they would do it in a heartbeat. But then you're flirting with either starting the season earlier or this postseason going later and the weather issues and the cold. So it's really like not even an option. I mean, you can't even think about it. It's dead on arrival. So with hockey being indoors, they can take it doesn't matter. Like they don't have to deal with weather. They play half the games. I mean, it's a way longer season. Their playoffs are way longer too.
Their season is so long.
Right.
If you're in the Cup, it is their pregame or their preseason starts August, and then the Cup goes.
Well, they have 16 teams in, and it's all 7-game series, so
it's wild.
It's literally like over 2 months.
Yeah,
the playoffs, and you can't do that in baseball. And it starts in October. You can't be playing baseball end of November, December, unless you're playing at neutral sites that are indoors. And I don't think anyone wants that.
Yeah, no, that was cool. It was different. They're still going though. Yeah. Don't they still have a?
Yeah, so today's Monday. There's one more game for all 4 teams today. USA's in the final on Thursday, and the other 3 teams, I don't know what the scenarios are, but I'm hoping that it's another rematch, Canada and USA. That'll be awesome to watch on Thursday.
They'd have to play again? Oh, there's seeding, and then there's...
Yeah, so it's like round robin, 4 teams.
It's wild because you think like you want to
finals.
rest, these guys are the best, and they're not even worried about... My mind is always like thinking of injury and
a couple guys
staying
have gotten
healthy,
hurt too,
and they're playing all out. They're not holding back, and that's crazy to me, but...
No, it is.
It's a different
beast.
It is
awesome. It is. If you're like hockey at all, or even if you don't like hockey, like I watched the game Thursday night. It'll be awesome.
Yeah. We also are very into another show, which it's the third season of it, and this is the first season that you've joined me on it. I only actually watched the second season of Traitors, and I didn't know how many people are watching the show until I posted. I think I posted a little thing for, I don't know, I tagged someone and said, my friend Kim, and I said, can you please watch Traitors so we can discuss it? And I got so many responses. Oh my gosh, you guys are watching it. You guys are watching it. This is the best. And I don't know if everyone's caught up. I'm always hesitant to talk about something in real time because I know sometimes people you can't even you could binge it, I guess, once it's all done, but which is what I did last year. I almost waited till the very end, and I kept seeing certain people trending on Twitter.
Right.
And so I was watching it late, and I just thought I have to get all the way through this or I'm going to see something. And I hate spoilers. I take it very seriously if I haven't watched a show that I don't see spoilers. But if you are not watching it, the premise is they have, I don't know how many people they started with. Would you say 24, something like that?
Yeah,
I should know. 24, I guess, kind of reality stars.
Might have been 20. I think it's 20.
And then there's some randoms in there. There's always someone that's in like the British, like related to British
I'll tell you, I didn't
royalty
know,
or something.
I knew I knew of like 4 people on this show when I started watching it.
Really? Yeah, that makes sense. There's a lot of Bravo people and a lot of Survivor people, which you don't watch.
Nope.
But when I first watched, so the first season was some regular people, just contestants mixed in with reality people. Second season was all reality people. And this season is the same. So basically these people move into a castle in Scotland, and the premise is there are a group of traitors and then the rest are faithfuls, and it's kind of like a murder mystery, I guess. You go through these different challenges every week, similar to Survivor style, and you try to basically figure out who the bad guys are, who the traitors are. And then there's a competition at the end, and there's a whole pot of money that everyone's competing for. So you're trying to get rid of all the traitors every week. There's a weekly vote, a roundtable discussion of who everyone should vote. Your vote is done publicly, which is different than other shows like Survivor and all that. And it is just great. I don't know. And I thought when the cast came out this year, I wasn't too excited about it. Last year, my favorite was Phaedra, who's a housewife, and she made the show. And then this year I was thinking, okay, who am I going to get excited about? There wasn't a lot of people that I was super pumped for, but
me either.
It ends up working out. I'm not selling this very well, but watch it if you haven't. If you are watching it, send me a message. I love talking about it. I make sure that all my friends that are watching it watch it right when it comes out on Peacock. And it's wild when a show doesn't just dump all of its episodes and we have to wait, because I feel like that's something we're really not used to.
Especially one like this, like you have to watch it in order, right? You can't just, it's not Wheel of Fortune or, Family Feud when you can just watch whatever, whenever. Yeah. Like you have to watch it in chronological order. Yeah. And I think what has me hooked is like the dynamics of it. Yeah. Right? Because everyone has to compete as a team in each competition to build the pot of money that is going to be set to win at the end. So you need everyone working together to finish these missions, and some missions are worth $20,000, some missions are worth $25,000, and every week the pot keeps building and building and building until the end, which I don't know how it ends. I haven't watched before, so you know how it ends. Yeah. So you're working together to build the pot, but then there's 2 methods of elimination, which is crazy. Yeah. The round table, which you mentioned, and you have to publicly vote and eliminate one person every week. And then there's also the traitors meet secretly at the end of the night, and then they decide which one of the faithfuls they're going to kill off. So murder. So it's just, it's so, if you know, you know. I honestly, going into this, like Kourt was like, we got to watch the show Traitors. And I was like, oh my God, here we go. Another reality show, but I'm so locked in. And then he's like, you can't watch it without me. It's fine. Yeah. I'm so like mad. I got to wait a week to watch it. But I don't know. We've had this conversation between me and you on whether you'd rather be a faithful or a traitor. And
I get anxiety watching it and watching these roundtables. So I think I would be good. I'm really good. I don't want to say I'm really good at being sneaky or lying or deceiving, but I'm good at things such as throwing a surprise party or pulling something off, which I think you have to be kind of good at those things that I just mentioned to be able to pull that off, which is messed up. But man, I don't know. There's some people on here that just know how to talk and just blow smoke. And I think it's so good. And you see kind of the different show people from the MTV's The Challenge who do this thing for a living, people that have been on Big Brother, so they're used to that dynamic. Same with Survivor. And then you have people that came in from The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, people that are on Housewives that aren't used to that level of play, which could be an advantage because then people don't suspect you, but then you don't have that same gamer mindset of reality TV. So I don't know. Try it out. It's good. Start it from the beginning.
Yeah, you'll be hooked.
Let us know. We're into it. I love when we find a show that we settle on because we don't always have the same taste. And I'm such a big game show gal, and I don't watch a lot of TV series, but I don't know. Check it out. Let us know.
Traitors on Peacock.
I think you only can get it on Peacock, which is weird that it's not on NBC, which should be on primetime.
I know.
On NBC. Maybe it is, and we're missing it, but I'm pretty sure.
If we can get more people to watch it, maybe it'll go on to primetime.
Get it all over.
We're plugging. This is not a paid advertisement, people.
No.
We're ad-free.
I wish.
We're an ad-free podcast.
We got to try to get a trader on the podcast because I have a lot of questions, but
we'll see. I know what your first question would be. I
have so many questions, but I'll save it. Before we go, I do want to talk about something I saw online. It was a decluttering challenge. I know the last couple episodes we've talked a little about New Year's resolutions, and we're starting to do some spring cleaning, which is wild. We haven't been at our house in LA for a couple of years. So when we come here, it's always fun to go through everything. So I saw a challenge online where I saw 2 different ones. And I just want to spread this to you in case you want to participate.
I'm listening. I'm unaware of this, so I'm listening.
Oh, well, it's new to everyone then.
Yeah.
So someone did a 30-day challenge where for 30 straight days, she picked something in her house to tidy up. And by the end of 30 days, she said her entire house was clutter-free.
Wow.
I don't know if I buy that. I think that's hard to commit to. I do like the idea of picking one place. We've tried to do that. Okay, we'll clean out the bathroom drawers one day. Okay, we'll clean out this closet. Okay, maybe you have a catch-all or you have an electronics drawer, you have a coat closet. It's a good time to get everything out, donate stuff, get rid of products that are expired, clean out the pantry, clean out the fridge. I think it's doable. I think if you did a calendar. She did mention there were a couple days where she went to a work dinner or she had something and she had to table it till the next day. And
so she did double duty?
Yeah, 2 different things, which I think is fine. I like the idea. I love a good clean out. We did, this is forever ago now, but do you remember during COVID when we were honestly, I was in the fridge. I think every single crevice of our house was cleaned, wiped down, sanitized, just because we had nothing else to do, obviously. I was in the fridge with like a toothpick with a paper towel over it, going down all the lines of it, the stove, everything. It was so nice. And so I'm passing this challenge along in case anyone wants to do that. And then
are we doing this challenge right now? I mean, I know we're cleaning stuff out, but are you like actively doing it? Or is this just a suggestion?
Rigby is. No, I'm just sending it out if you would like to do it. But we're in a good spot in ours. And then another one I saw online was the 2-minute rule. So if you see something in your house that could be tidied in less than 2 minutes, just do it. And people responding to this challenge said they would actually go on their phone and set a timer for 2 minutes and see what they could get done. So whether that was a makeup drawer going and pulling out expired mascara or lipstick or shades that they just don't wear and they need to just get rid of that they're just holding on, or it's the fridge, or it's wiping down something. And to go back to what was that book? The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, the Kourtney method. you can never stop tidying if you want to have a clean house. So you can't leave things. And so we try to do this every night. We reset the house, right? So the area that Bo's playing in, go there, put all his toys away and fold all the blankets up, wipe down the kitchen, put everything away. Basically try not to put things off and you'll be in a much better spot. And then the thing that I always harp on, everything in your house has to have a place or your house will never be tidy. So if you have things, and we accumulate so much stuff throughout the year, just things from games or memorabilia or clothing or items or things people give us or foundation stuff. If all of those things don't have a permanent spot in their house, they're never going to be put away and your house is never going to be tidy. So
I'm going to add a plug to this.
Not the KonMari method, but the Kourtney T method. Incorporate all of this. A declutter, a 2-minute, 30-day, everything has a place, and never stop tidying. And all of those are not original ideas. I stole all of them and just combined them into one. Happy tidying, happy spring cleaning.
I'm going to add a plug to this real
Love
quick.
It.
If you're wondering, okay, I'm going to tidy, I'm going to get rid of some stuff, I'm going to donate some stuff, where to send that stuff, the Dream Center in LA is always a good place. They have so many people in need right now. Obviously still assisting so many families who lost everything in the fires. So if you are doing a spring cleaning and you're looking for a place to donate some stuff, the Dream Center is the best place to do it, in my opinion.
No, I agree. And in that same realm of donating, I wanted to remind everyone that I am also heading Team JTF for the LA Marathon again this year. This is year, 18, 19, 20, 21, 8. I don't know.
Wow.
I think it's 8. This is my 6th marathon, done 2 halves. So yes, our 8th year. I'm heading the team for JTF again. I will be out there doing the 5K on March 15th and the marathon again on March 16th. Prayers for my postpartum bladder and everything in between for that. But I am still actively recruiting for people that want to join us. Might have a marathon spot or two. We are pivoting our fundraising where it's not just going to be our normal beneficiaries, but we're going to be focusing our fundraising efforts on the fire relief in LA. So if you're looking for a way to fundraise, I know everyone's done a lot of donating and volunteering and all of that, but if you're looking for a way to have a little fitness motivational goal as well as giving back, reach out to me, join the 5K team. Would love to have you out there. It starts and ends at Dodger Stadium. It's a whole lot of fun. So would love to have you reach out and join Team JTF and you'll get a cool t-shirt too. We're still working on the design, but
yeah, shoot Kourt a email at info@justinturner.com.
Yes, info@justinturnerfoundation.com.
Someone will get back to you immediately.
Yeah. So thank you. It's been really cool. It's something that I didn't ever foresee being a part of my life. Every single year is going out there and doing the marathon, but I've met so many great people and it's fun when you hear someone say, I signed up for the marathon because I saw that you ran it. And I always say I try to be relatable and realistic. And I'm not naturally a distance runner at all by any means, but I get out there and I do it. And the only reason I do it is for our foundation. No other reason, because it's definitely a challenge and you have to push yourself and it's a lot of work, but that motivates me and that is why I do it. So would love to have you. info@justinturnerfoundation.com if you want more information about signing up and fundraising and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, it's an awesome community. So if even if you're not a runner,
training tips,
whatever,
let me know. I can help you out. Hydration, nutrition, everything. I will be your unofficial marathon coach or 5K coach. Even I'll give you a program for the next 4 weeks of what you should do to get ready. And you can walk it. We all walk it because it's the day before the marathon. So don't think you have to go out there and run a 8-minute mile and win. We're all getting the same medal and the same banana at the end. So
that's right.
Would love to see you out there. So hit me up and I'll join you. All right. Well, that is going to do it for today's episode. A friendly reminder to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And we are on YouTube. So make sure you are subscribing there so you can now watch us instead of just listening. And if you are still just listening on Apple and Spotify, please leave us those ratings and reviews. We love to read them. I haven't seen any in a while. So hopefully getting the YouTube comments, which is fun, and people subscribing on there. But let's get some Apple, Spotify reviews
Gotta do
going.
more questions on social.
I know. Those
Get
are
some more
always
topics.
fun. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to y'all next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Bum, 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 bum.